Ayahuasca at Mount Doom.
The shot heard around the world. Welcome to another episode of Velocity
Coming to you at the speed of sound, this is the Velocity Chaos podcast, and we are here at the Hexapod Sound House and all of the satellite campuses. We're going to do things a little differently today, but it's exciting to use technology and to just make this show happen no matter what. So welcome to the 74th episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast. I am Nick, and I am joined by my incredible co-host, Luke.
Hello, and thank you guys all for being here wherever you are, because we're here wherever we are. And I would just like to first thank you guys, and I would like to thank DJ Stop and Shop for stopping in.
What's happening, guys? Glad to be here on the show today.
Oh, thank you for coming. Nick, what do we got on the show today?
We got an exciting, it's a tight show. We're going to do some You Gotta See This, which is a great segment where we will be posting a video, breaking it down, and chatting about it from there. In the middle of the show, we got a big Buzzkill segment, which is going to be great. 20 minutes of just pure velocity chaos. And then finally wrapping it up with a classic based on a true story where Luke and I are going to pitch a movie off the top of our heads. So just a reminder to our returning listeners and for all of our new friends out there, here at the Velocity Chaos podcast, we explore the highest heights of human knowledge and the lowest depths of crude humor. It's our mission to tickle that pink thing between your ears, poke that frontal lobe, and sometimes just smash the laugh box. So hop in, buckle up for an infotainment ride across the airwaves.
But real quick, right before we get into all of that, just a reminder for all you new listeners and for all of our old friends. Check us out on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod and on Facebook. And check us out on the YouTube. We had some Elvis stuff going on here on the last episode 73. We had some facts getting dropped by some people. So you can contact us on there. Or if you want to send us an email at velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com, you can reach us there. And why not drop us some stars or subscribe and follow us on your podcast platform of choice like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Thank you all, each and every one of you, for your support.
All right. Well, at the top of every show, we like to do a quick warm-up. We do a Make the Connection, which is a word association exercise. So DJ Stop and Shop is going to hand us two. What are you guys laughing at me for? They're already laughing.
Not you. I got
so
the dice.
He's gonna give us two words though. DJ Stop and Shop's gonna give us two words. We're gonna have to connect them. And the new rule to the game is we're gonna do that based off of dice rolls. So getting a little feedback there. But anyway. So feel free to join in at home wherever you're listening and shout it out, get that brain cooking.
All right, let me get the number
get that
here
die
real
number
quick.
first.
Let's say do the honors for us, Luke.
We got a 1 and a 6. That's 7. It's about as average as we can get.
Lucky sevens. All right, fellas, that's a good number. Let's we got two totally different climates today and two different worlds. I want you guys to make it the connection between cornfields and bobsledding.
Ooh, in 7. Cornfields to bobsledding. I'm just trying to.
Right.
Okay, I think we can. I think we got it.
So in 7, I'll give you the first one.
Okay.
Cornfields.
Farming.
Football.
Autumn.
Winter.
Olympics. Is that too soon?
Hills.
Bobsledding.
Hey!
Okay, cool. Got there. We did it.
I'm gonna jump the gun.
There's some stretching there, but it's okay. We It's all about connecting the dots. So we're through that. We're warmed up. We're feeling good.
I'm feeling
Luke,
great. I got something.
take it away.
Well,
First segment.
I got something that you guys got to see. So, I think it was a week or two ago. I was wearing a shirt, and DJ Stop and Shop was like, "What's going on with the Jesus throwing discs on that thing? Who's throwing frisbees?" I said, "Well, it's not this shirt, but so it's James Conrad 2021 Disc Golf World Championship, and he makes the shot heard around the world. It's probably one of the greatest sports moments in sports history. Like, I'm not like just the difficulty. Like, yes, it's not as known as other great sports moments, like Rajay Davis hitting that 2-run home run off of Aroldis Chapman in Game 7 of the 2016 World Series. Again, I think that could have been
the game winner.
Kyrie hitting the dagger. Kevin Love with the stop. But it's not as great, like, as is known as some of those. But as far as what was done and who it was done against, James Conrad probably has one of the most clutch moments in sports history. Everyone that's been listening, and you guys know for sure that I've been huge into disc golf this last year. Like, I went in hardcore. And just because it's a sport that, you get to... Not only you're challenging yourself, and each and every time you're battling elements and terrain and stuff, but you can play it against other people too. But even if you go out solo, you can measure up how good you're doing, based on yourself. Like, same thing with golf, but it's a little discs do different things than balls. You can make a disc do some funny stuff. You handle your disc how you want to handle your disc, but a ball's just going to roll and bounce. So anywho, you got to see this.
I can't do fun stuff with my balls too.
You can do fun stuff with your balls, but if you want to get weird, you got to handle some discs.
Handle all the discs.
Yeah. So
this is a crazy shot, but like, we got to break down the video.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in our show notes, all over the place. Make sure you watch the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
This is captured by, how do you say it? Jomez?
Yeah, Jomez Pro. So the guy that runs the company, his name is I think John Jomez, or something Jomez is his last name.
Jomez Jingleheimer.
Yeah, exactly. So something along those lines, but yeah. So he started capturing stuff, but let me set the stage.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you gotta set the stage of what's going on here.
Yeah, this is final rounds of the World Championship last year, and I think it was, I don't know, don't quote me on all the full details, but like going into like hole 13 or 14, Paul Macbeth, 5-time world champion, like, he is just on a path of domination, and he is just, he's seeking out his sixth world championship title, and he starts going on this birdie run on hole 13. I think he was down. So hole 13 through hole, I think it was like 17, he just goes on this insane 5-hole streak of birdies. But James Conrad, I think he was like one ahead at some point. He goes on like a similar birdie run to, kind of keep pace. And we get to the last hole where Paul Macbeth pulls ahead by 1 stroke, and James Conrad, I believe he's down 1, or they're tied in some way. So I'm sorry, I don't have all my but it's
stakes.
It's very tight stakes. Everyone else
against the dominant performer in the sport. Got it.
Exactly. Yes, that
stage
is set.
End of the round. Got it. And he goes on to win, right?
Well, yeah. So
I see some thumbnails and stuff. Right?
Yeah. So James Conrad, he tees off first on this one, and the hole is a dogleg right over a ravine. So there's out of bounds right there, and then a narrow fairway back to the basket where they got to get it to. So he throws first, and he throws a really shitty shot, to put it nicely. He throws a terrible shot. It doesn't go out of bounds, but he's just in a terrible position. So Paul Macbeth's
dog leg. So like, he's like in the elbow of the dog leg.
Yeah. So he's like off,
not quite around.
He's here, and he's in here in some trees and stuff. So
we're not used to doing the videos, so
Yeah.
we're like just showing each other stuff, but we forget this is a
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah.
so like we have to describe it with audio.
That's true.
He's in
That's
the
true.
elbow of the dog leg, which
Not
means
even
that he's got to
elbow.
throw this. Not
Yeah.
even the elbow.
Yeah,
gotta
he's
throw
still
this
on the bicep.
ridiculous.
He's still like if you want to call this a bicep, it's
Yeah,
not really anything.
got it. He's in the bicep. He's got to throw a crazy rainbow shot.
He's trying to get to the
corner.
hand.
Got it.
So Paul
Got
Macbeth,
it.
he's like, oh, okay. There's no way he's gonna birdie this hole. Like I can just play this hole for par, and I'm gonna win because I'm up a stroke. So Paul sends it to the elbow, no problem. Like he's looking pretty. James Conrad takes his second shot. He cuts the corner and lands kind of like middle of the forearm of this, and we're going to the hand from the shoulder. So hand to shoulder is this dog leg right. So he lands like mid forearm, and Paul Macbeth's he kind of pitched up too because he could make the shot. I think it's a par 4. The whole thing, but he could make it up to the basket and go for a birdie, but there's just so much out of bounds, like you could get a weird bounce. So Paul's like, anyone in that position, is just playing for par because there's no way, James Conrad's out. He's 250 feet out right now, so like he's playing for par probably too. So as long as Paul Macbeth matches shot for shot, he's going to win his 6th world championship. So yeah, he pitches up. He's just a little in front of James Conrad's second shot too. Nice and easy throw. James Conrad comes up 252 feet out. Sun is in his eyes. The sun's, setting over the trees. Sun's in his eyes. He's shielding him. He does his classic James Conrad fan his throwing hand with the disc, putting the hand visor out because he doesn't wear a hat because he's got long hair like Jesus. He's JC. So he takes it nice and easy, flings it out. Crowd silent only for a moment. Someone says, "Get in!" And that thing hits the chain so perfectly for the birdie. 252 feet throw in from the middle of the fairway for a bird. Like that is insane. And then now Paul Macbeth is just like, holy shit, that was like, well, you can't say anything. Yeah.
Because like, this is a great video,
yeah.
Right? But like to me, it's the best part of it is after he hits the shot. I mean, the shot's incredible. For anybody who's thrown a regular, like a real disc, like a ultimate frisbee disc, the big 170 cc's, like those things, like they can be hard to control. But once you get the hang of it, sure, it's great, right? But Luke has let me throw some of his discs for disc golf, and it's just completely different. And to hit anything after 150 yards or 150 feet is just insane. So,
yeah, this is 250 feet. Like even
but it's a lot more.
Even to what you're saying, like especially even when you're starting off, like throwing something 100 feet, 150 feet is like, and throwing it accurately with a disc golf disc is like, that's not what I thought it would like happen. And it just the years of practice that these guys do. But it's
a sweet shot, but I think the more entertaining part of it is right after that. Okay, because this is the part that I like because it's everything that I expect from disc golf.
Yeah.
Like it's everything I expect, right? In real golf, like Tiger Woods hits a sick, 90-foot chip shot. Rory McIlroy comes in with a 30-foot putt. Everyone's just like, well done, clapping. I mean, the big ones people go woo, but they don't want to get any grass stains on their shoes,
It's all buttoned up.
And here people run onto the course. They run onto the hole. Like they are running across and like, but then it gets even better because Conrad starts running down to get his disc, right?
Yeah, you got to clean the basket.
It is the nerdiest thing I've ever, because he's just like, he's running his ponytails behind him. People like, I swear to God, he picks up his disc and jumps in the air like for a sick, like Michael Jordan high five and just misses it. Just like total flyby. There's all these attractive women like trying to go up to him and like hug him. And he's just like, oh, like he's actually so focused on what he just did that he's not just like, yo, call me. Yeah, like, bro, like that is biggest moment of your life, and you should just be getting digits. And you're just like, women are trying to hug and kiss you, and he's just like running back to give other people half high fives. On top of everything, he's returning because the other guy has to finish out the hole.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that in a second. But I swear to God, some dude, some fanboy comes running out from the side, goes to like give him a high five, but James Conrad misses him in his peripheral. And the camera guy's just got the perfect frame. The guy comes into the shot and it's like, "Hey, dude, high five." "Okay, no, that's cool." Just like totally just like backs off the high five. You're just like, God, these people are just they're all like this. And then you get like the bros who like are probably like, the angel investor dudes who are just there trying to figure out like, how can I make like a couple million off of this? And they just like have their hands on their heads with their mouths open, like, "Ugh. Oh my God, did you see that dude? Dude, did you see that dude?" Like, you're just like, what is this? Like two
Polar
opposite,
opposites.
polarized ends of the like masculine spectrum are just like trying to figure out how to coexist on this course.
And that's the beauty of disc golf.
Amazing. And then to top it all off, you got like the dude who like the world champ who's just like working his way up to his mark to like take his next shot. And he is like trying to be so cool, and like all these fanboys are like bumping into him.
Yeah.
And he's so livid. He's so pissed. Like he's
Yeah.
so oh man, the drama, the circus is just it's that's the best part of this whole video.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like for Paul Macbeth, 5-time world champion, like he played it perfectly. He did exactly what he should do, lay up and play for par, because there's no way this guy's hitting a birdie from 250 feet out. Like it's one out of, a million chances probably. Maybe less, but still, like the rarity of a throw-in.
This is going to be a professional sport. I hope it's less. Like,
well, no, the crazy thing is like it's very difficult. Like I'll go to a tournament and there's an ace pot, so it's like someone has to throw an ace on a hole, and you'd think out of 80 people going through 36 holes, someone's going to throw it in. And I think I've been to like 6 tournaments. Only one time has someone like cashed in on an ace pot like while playing. So
Really?
Yeah, usually after it's like a throw off of just like closest to pin or something. So it's not as common as you think. And it's just like you were saying, throwing a disc golf disc is it's a different breed of throwing a disc.
So he goes on to win it.
Yeah. So after this, they're tied up.
They're even.
Yeah, they're even. So then they go into playoff holes. I think it's just the next hole. They go to this one that's up high on this hill. I'm raising my hand up, so if you're watching on YouTube, you can see. But if you're not, if you're in your car or working out, you can't see this. But I'll explain it. So they're up high on this hill, probably I'd say 30 to 40 feet of elevation, and then they're throwing down by this lake on like a island green where they have to get it within in the place where it's out of bounds. So. And James Conrad, actually, he aced this hole earlier in the tournament. So,
oh wow!
So that kind of favors him in a little bit. So Paul Macbeth goes first. He throws this playoff shot. It goes off of the basket. So he is this close from acing this playoff hole, and then it rolls into the water.
Oh man!
So James Conrad just has to put it on the green and tap it in. For his first world championship.
Eventually,
yeah,
the odds come for you, man. Eventually they do. They come a knocking.
It is so freaking crazy. Like, if you watch the tournament or even just like the back nine, like I'll put that link in there too for the Joe Mez coverage. Like just seeing it all unfold. If you want to, watch disc golf, but just watch the 4-minute clip for sure. But yeah, if you want to watch like the unfolding of it, like it is really one of the most intense. It's like a game 7 in any team sport, any kind of like it's one of the clutchest moments of back and forth and just two people battling. That it's just so intense and very inspiring in a way too. Like just seeing these guys do it.
I think I'll probably eventually get into it as a viewer. Like this will probably be my golf,
Yeah.
because no, I'm serious. Because like it has the same technical aspects of golf. They're different, spin on the ball, rolling it up on a green, bouncing, and all that. But like in this case, it's arc, it's curve, it's stuff like that. And it's only a matter of time before people start doing other crazy stuff, bouncing it off things and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'll probably when's the next world tournament?
That's coming up here, I think, in within the month, I believe.
Okay,
I
so it's
think
around
it's
August every year?
Yeah. They do it middle of summer because a lot of people, they work. It's not like at end of the year. It's it's always been like a middle summer thing. And
Do you think
Oh, go on.
we'll have to like eventually cover, I think, uh, disc golf in broader strokes,
Yeah.
but is it kind of like golf where you play multiple tournaments throughout the year and there's like maybe a couple like top 5 that are like the master, the top
Yeah,
top
they
kind
have
of
like
ones you have to win.
circuit tournaments and stuff that are
It.
part of the disc golf league, that the big tournaments.
Nice.
But yeah, to your point earlier about saying doing like putting spin on the ball and stuff, there's people that they'll throw rollers of the disc like intentionally. Like there's this one video, I think Eagle McMahon, he's like, oh, okay, there's a hill up to the basket, I'm gonna do a roller ace right here. So from the tee, throws a roller, the disc maybe goes about 50 to 80 feet on the ground, and then another 120, 140 feet rolling up this hill, hits a root and pops right into the basket. So one that he called it was crazy, but
you got to find that video for me. Holy,
I'll throw that one out there.
That's the shit that I want to watch, because
Yeah.
then it's like the Harlem Globetrotters meets Live, golf tournament. Like
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll throw that one in there too.
Sweet, man.
But yeah, that James Conrad 2021 World's Championship throw-in, that's just, I feel like a sports moment that people don't know about because disc golf's not huge. But I think if you are into disc golf or you ever do get into disc golf, that is probably the greatest moment.
Did that make any circulation on ESPN or anything?
I feel like it did. I feel like it had to, because even I came in the day after, my dad was like, "Hey, did you see this throw in?" And because he was watching it. So yeah. So
yeah, it looks like they got it some places.
Yeah.
I feel like you only like this sports moment because he's got a big ponytail like you, and you can justify having one.
No,
I'm not the only one.
I could have long hair too, dude. See,
high five. Okay. Man, just thinking about all these discs, man, it's making me super, super thirsty. But that's not the ad I want to talk about, actually. I actually want to pitch you guys. Discs remind me of grandma. That's what they really remind me of. But hey, I know you might be running out of grandmas, so it's nothing to joke about. Or maybe your grandma, you ran out of grandmas a long time ago. It hurts. That special love that only a grandma can give, all gone. Maybe you're one of the lucky ones who still has all of your grandmas. Well, screw you, man. I mean, lucky for you. We're seriously really happy for you. But if you wouldn't mind sharing your grandma with those who are less fortunate and run out of grandmas, please consider having your grandma send in an application to Grandmas for People in Pajamas. We are always looking for new grandmas, because a lot of our employees are dying fairly frequently. Not because grandmas in pajamas, the working conditions here, but it's just they get old. Here at Grandmas for People in Pajamas, grandmas will come in early in the morning, make breakfast, pinch your cheeks, lick their thumb, and wipe the schmutz off your face. The grandmas at Grandmas for People in Pajamas do it all. Use code VCPOD70 for a 7-day free trial of Grandma with People. Wow, with Grandmas for People in Pajamas. And grandmas, don't forget to apply. Please refer any friends. And if you haven't already fully retired, come out and work for Grandmas for People in Pajamas. This is not an actual product service idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there's something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea.
Sorry, I'm still learning.
Right. Nice.
Still keeping my job.
Yep.
Job security. Oh, man. Well, that was a great opening segment, but we're going to just do a classic here. So we're doing a round of Buzzkill where Essentially, DJ Stop and Shop is running a randomized buzzer, that randomized clock where he's going to toss us a topic where Luke and I are going to jam on it until his randomized buzzer kind of clicks in, and he's going to let us know some ungodly animalistic sound. So it's typically a buzzer, but in this case, we're improvising because that's what we do. So yeah, take it away.
All right, fellas, we're switching up today on this remote episode of the podcast. So when you hear the interruption, whatever that may be, we're going to switch up the topic. All right, for this first Buzzkill episode remotely, your first topic is birth.
Wow. Right
Been
out
there,
the
done
canal. Been there, done that. Done it once. I don't know if I'll try it again.
Not really for me.
I might send some people to do it, but doing it again
So
myself.
I don't like when people force things on me. Like it's not. It was involuntary. Okay.
9 months
but,
cooped up,
Yeah.
swimming in your own fecal matter. That's just gross.
It's funny. Like I feel like people like some scientists somewhere should like build like an apparatus that kind of simulates it again for adults.
Yeah.
And like they should, you could re-experience birth. Just
Ace Ventura coming out of the rhino ass. What was I was watching some TLC. I don't know why this sticks with me, but it was some TLC show. This was 20 years ago, maybe more. But it was like about bad children, and one way they would get like them to act better is like it was like kids that didn't have a good childhood, like after they were birthed. They would wrap them in like 8 to 10 blankets, and then they would just like have to force their way out, and like that would simulate like the birth. I think it was like kids that were given up
Damn, I was really interested in that.
Your subject is mountains or mountain ranges.
Which is it? Mountains or mountain ranges?
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's a lot of mountains or one mountain.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking here?
I've only been through the Appalachian, driving through, through that way. But
I've always wanted to visit Mount Doom.
Right? I guess we got to have a reason to. I got this.
Like a resort?
Yeah, I got this ring. I don't know if you guys want to.
How come that is not a thing? A hotel like up on a mountain with a giant fake lava pit, and it's just
or real one.
Good luck. Just buy this 24 karat gold ring, toss it in there.
Get your picture while you're doing it. And hey, New Line Cinema, we got something for you.
There's just like a green screen behind you, and there's just like Spiegel like behind you reaching for it.
I love this idea.
I actually would totally go there.
Doom.
Forget about the fucking Shire. Like I'm going to Mount Doom Resort. Where the badasses party.
Yeah. And then
clothing optional mountain resort.
And then there's like meat's back on the menu, boys. That line itself, that line itself then indicates that orcs do know what establishments for food are, and that they do have menus, so they do have some class.
Dang.
Your subject is conspiracy theories.
Elvis, man.
I hear there's a podcast that does like a whole segment on this, man.
Yeah, they can't get off of Elvis.
They did Elvis. They did freaking airplane in the sky. The
chemtrails. Yeah,
they did skull. What was it? Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
Cross and Bones.
That's hot. It's getting hot right now. They're picking up a lot of traction in the conspiracy theory realm.
Google red lights all over Google. Boom, boom.
Should we just list topics that we want to cover in the future conspiracy series? Aliens. I feel like that's one. Aliens.
What's the one with people drinking blood? That shit.
Vampires?
No, the
You talking about Christianity?
Yeah, drinking blood. Conspiracy theory.
Moon landing. We gotta do that one.
Oh, the Veil of Tarun. I've always wanted to do that one.
Right.
The Veil of Tarun.
JFK assassination.
Oh, there we go.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
How so? Things like for people.
Bermuda Triangle. Sorry.
Yes. No. Yeah. That's another good one. Like, are those people that they just find Atlantis and they just go willingly, but really they're like, oh no, they disappeared.
Yeah. Because Utopia, man.
Yeah.
People are down there swimming around.
Like,
They got gills now.
Screw my family. I found Atlantis.
We should do a conspiracy theory segment where we just make up our own conspiracy theory because that's how it starts, right?
See how well it catches on. I like that. Yeah, we just make
how
conspiracy
do you like
theories.
it?
Yeah. This just in. SSD, solid state drives, they cause your dick to grow bigger. You know?
I got an easy conspiracy theory. Yeah. Solid state dicks.
Oh, that's the blue pill. Sorry.
Or one of those like little Instagram posts. If you don't listen to the Velocity Chaos podcast today, you're going to hell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just do that. Is that okay marketing?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Is that really a conspiracy theory? Because I mean, we don't know. We can't say it's not right.
It's not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth.
That's true.
That's true. See, you said it.
That's true. We can't claim that it's incorrect because we don't know if it happened or not. So it's we put it out there with plausibility. It's plausible on Mythbusters. It's
plausible.
It's potential outcome.
We're gonna have to send like Adam, like, hey, don't watch Velocity Chaos podcast. Nice.
Your subject is duct tape.
Oh, how appropriate was that sound? It fixes everything.
My BDSM item of choice.
Yeah,
for sure.
Just
kidding. I don't know what that
chains and whips don't excite you.
Duct tape excites me.
Yeah, they ran that one through a few times before they were like, chains and whips is better.
Not enough syllables. There are too many syllables.
Duck brand duct tape excites me.
Shiny metal tape excites me.
What about Gorilla Tape now? Duct tape, the classic silver gray tape. It's not that like it doesn't stick on things very well. Like I think Gorilla Tape takes the cake.
Well, it's like melting the glue. I think they're skimping on the glue formula these days.
I think they have been. We need to go back, cut the regulations, cut the safety. Give me the god dang super glue on them bad boys, okay? I'm sick and tired.
There should be a tape, with warning labels where it's like, do not stick this to anything that you do not want to not be stuck.
This will stick.
This will stick.
It's not some rinky-dink duct tape. This is mallard duct tape. Okay.
You know, Forged in Fire, the TV show about the blacksmiths. You ever hear this? And the one guy just like stabs the like gelatin dummy. And he's just like, "This will kill." It's just like tape forged, and it's just like people making like their own home brand of tape, and he's just like sticking it to stuff. It's like putting it on the dummy's mouth, and then like trying to pull it off, and it's not coming off. It will stick.
Your subject is... Oh, hold on. Your subject is road rage.
That's me in a nutshell. That's
the one thing. The only time I get it is when people like really come up and rear end me. I don't like.
Well, yeah, that's not cool. How many times have you been rear-ended?
All the time out on the roads.
You're just getting tapped
from behind. In front of everybody.
They're coming up behind you, taking full control of your situation.
She's sitting right next to me. It happens right there, right in front of my wife.
Wow. And they're just making her watch.
They're making her watch. Yeah. And then I just go do it right to them, right back. I just go right up and rear end them right back.
Are you talking about actually like making contact, or are you just talking about like just riding the tail?
Nah, it's just ominous. You got to threaten them. You know?
Yeah. No.
I only get it when people. I only get road rage when people do that, especially when there's no reason for it. I understand the fast lane scenario because I'm somebody who uses the fast lane, especially on long road trips. I utilize it for the right reason. It's for passing, right?
Yeah, for passing only.
For passing. So for people who are just cruising out there at like 5 over, get out of the way. So I get it on that. If I'm not going fast enough in the fast lane, I deserve it. But if it's like getting on an on ramp or
Mhm.
merging, people just roll up. If you're in that merge, on ramp lane, like you have a bit of a responsibility to see that guy coming on,
Yeah.
make some space.
You should
Like,
try to get over if possible. Because
yeah,
most on ramps, like you got to make a 90-degree turn and then snap your head back to see if someone's coming. Like,
yeah,
yeah. That. But one
that's
thing
the
I
only
hate
time I
is
get it.
people not using their.
Next time,
Your subject is Planet Fitness.
That's the place to go.
right here,
Look
baby.
at that. Look at
right
that. He's
here.
stacked.
Nick is
Stacked.
touching his muscles.
That looks like
That's what
looks
I'm
like a
narrating.
watermelon over there.
Planet Fitness, man. No judgment-free zone. No lunks.
No,
No
dude, get the
lunks allowed.
That's so lame. That's not that I like go to the gym to like do that like and grunt and stuff, but like sometimes when you're pumping iron and weights and stuff, you get the testosterone going and you just want to woo, like maybe throw one of those out there. Maybe you want to, you just hit a personal best and you're feeling it. Okay, just
I've seen it at Planet Fitness. Some dude dropped the weights, and it goes off, and then 2 seconds later, he'll just pick up the weight and drop it again. Like he'll start a sound battle.
yeah,
boom.
yeah. Who's gonna kick him out? Who's wearing the pants? He's making a statement.
I don't know. Some of those managers I wouldn't mess around with. Like they're not jacked, but they'll chew your ear off.
Oh no,
Mike Tyson, you just.
I think Planet Fitness is good though, like because you can go $10.
Your subject is game shows.
That was the open car window buzzer.
This should be a game show.
It should be.
Guess the next break that Fig does. Sorry, it's Top of Chop. Oh man, ruined it.
Games that's always like a life goal of mine is becoming a game show host. Even though I don't do anything to pursue that goal, like that would just be like a dream job. Is just being a game show host. I feel
how hard would it to start like a local cable channel game show?
I don't know. I thought about one. So here's my idea. This is copyrighted material right here as we're stating it here, VelocityCast podcast. Even though I've had this idea for several years now, it's I forgot the title of it, but it's you get a group of friends and then you put a task in front of them, and then they wager like I don't know, like how many push-ups can you do? Like one's like, can you do 20 push-ups? Like I could do 20 push-ups. No, I could do 25 push-ups, and then you have them like competing against each other, and then who like you kind of like find out who's the most like best friend out of these things. Like push-ups is a lame thing, but this is just what I thought of.
I love this idea.
But yeah, and then I'm the host, just egging people on.
You just call it the wager, and you just get the host from the weakest link just to make fun of people and like totally call them chicken shit and stuff like that. And it's like
exactly, yeah. How fast do you think you can run 100 meters? Stuff like that, or like.
So the one group would do multiple tasks throughout the show. Like one show would be like 5 tasks with a group of like 5 people.
Yep.
And then it's just all set on one sound stage, and it's just who can do the best in each one.
Yep.
And
yeah, and you have them. You find who's the best friend out of those friends, or whoever's the top friend.
I love this idea.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
Yeah, that's the one I've been thinking of for a long time. I probably have more notes on it somewhere else, but I thought that'd be great. Price is Right's always a go-to though. I think what is it? Chain link, something like that. Something like it's words where you start with one word and then you got to get to a different word. It's like we do Make the Connection, but it's
I think that was it.
Oh, you're muted.
He muted himself.
Your subject is family trees.
I got a family tree. It's
we got like a family fern.
Family bush.
Family bush.
It would be interesting to see like a very detailed one. Like you can go to whatever ancestry.com and have all that stuff, but like it'd be cool just to see.
It's weird. I don't know why. So I know some families, especially American families, who take a lot of pride in their family lineage in the States. So some people can like track their stuff back to early 1800s and stuff like that. But I think anybody whose family came over between like 1885 and 1920, it's just hard. Like they just came here with like a satchel,
Yeah.
and sometimes they weren't educated, so they didn't write anything down, or they, it was just all verbal who their family was, or they were trying to get away from their family back in the European country they came from. So
Yeah.
or at least that was my experience. I know people came from all over the world to America at that time, but yeah. So
Yeah.
I wish I knew. I can really only trace it back to like the immigrant, people.
Yeah. And then a lot of names were changed too. It's like, because you have the language barrier, and they're like, "What's your name?" And you're like, "Carpenter," because they think you're asking, "What's your profession?" No, that person's, Mark Carpenter or something.
Or the people. Imagine the people at Ellis Island who were just like, "Your name is now John Smith.
Yeah.
What's your name?" And he's like, "Your name is John Smith." Underwater buzzer.
Your subject is cloning.
Coloning. You do before you go out, do a little coloning, a little spritz, a little rub it on the forearm or the wrist.
Common practice amongst modern males.
What happened? I mean, are we already doing this? Are we just cloning a bunch of sheep or pigs and stuff and making bacon, like making it accessible? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? Can we clone out the feelings gene of pigs, and then just and then they don't feel anything, and then we just eating ham and bacon.
Go in there with the little micro laser and just slice and dice.
Bam.
These guys actually want to be killed now.
Yeah, it's in their DNA. They're
Please kill me.
They're like Meeseeks, Mr. Meeseeks.
Eat my ribs. Eat them. Jeez.
Oh, look how juicy I am. Don't you want this inside you?
It would give me the most greatest and utmost pleasure if you please suck on my flesh. I don't know why I went Russian pig.
The only thing that makes me sad is that I won't be alive to see you eating me.
So dark. Yeah. But I would feel better if a pig was telling me that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
so
we have to clone them turn down feelings and turn up their ability to speak.
I was gonna say, yeah, the exact same thing.
Teach them English. What we could clone ourselves and then start eating with ourselves. I'm not going to say we're eating ourselves. Jesus, okay, relax. No, we're eating
a cloned pig with a clone of yourself.
That's life goal right there. But then
Interstellar meets Inception.
Yeah, at the point of if you ran into a clone of yourself, then do you wonder who is the clone? Like, because if you both have the same memory, that has to be such a
Rick and Morty.
Is that?
Morty.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But no, but like, sometimes you think about it, like there's 7 point whatever billion people on the planet right now, and it's just like, what if they really just were carbon copying you in other places? Just like, oh.
Your subject is cliff diving.
The Red Bull version of cliff diving is sweet.
Is it?
No, like Red Bull has such a great stranglehold on all of like the ancillary sports, and all they do is build a platform out over a 50-foot drop and put their logo on it, and they're like, it's Red Bull cliff diving.
That's
somebody just killed themselves on that. Was it cool? Did we get it on camera?
Yeah. Were they wearing our shirt?
Yeah, just give us a free Red Bull, man. Like, give the family like a pack of free Red Bull, man.
Did you pour some Red Bull out for your homies? That is a great idea. Like,
it was sexy because like they just had all these boats, like they had a Red Bull boat pull up, like the cliff diving, the Red Bull cliff diving event was sweet.
Yeah, that's something Michelle and I we get into. Like, we started watching like diving when it was just kind of like the off scene. Like, wow, that's cool. And then we found it was like high up diving, and then there was like competitive cliff diving, and we are just glued to the TV when that happens. And like these people jumping up, like you said, from 50 feet or higher, it's insane. Like what they're doing, and then pencil.
I don't think not for me. But I love the way the camera guys work. They always show the guy, and like the bottom of the frame is gone, and then they.
Your subject is 90s movies.
Greatest decade of film.
So amazing.
Sure.
Incredible.
For sure.
You got with all the
Fellowship,
Wayne's Worlds.
Fellowship just made it in, or one?
I think that was 99, or maybe they were shooting in 99.
Shit.
I think it was 99, 2000, 2001. That's on you to check that. But yeah, I guess you could
2001.
say. Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
So I can't say it. That automatically makes 2000 to 2000
the greatest. The aughts.
Sorry about you, 90s. Sorry about you.
But the comedy films in the 90s, I think, are some of the greatest of all time. Dumb and Dumber, Tommy Boy, some of the Adam Sandler ones, like Billy Madison. I don't know about Billy Madison. As a kid, Billy Madison was good. Growing up, not so much. Like it's still funny, probably, but
you got Speed, Point Break, Total Recall, just at the top. Bro, you got so many of the good ones. Waterworld, 1995.
that's
The Mummy. I mean, bro, Blade, Fifth Element, the first Mission Impossible. I'm telling you, it's the greatest decade. And all the Academy Award winners from that, like you got Forrest Gump and all that stuff, like just contending with Pulp Fiction. You're like, what? Like it was off the charts.
So many good ones.
That is it for this segment of Buzzkill.
Oh, thank you for all those.
For making sure we do.
Yeah, all those colorful buzzer sounds to Buzzkill the segments. But I think those are some good ones in there. But just thinking about all those segments just makes me so thirsty. And you know what I like to get my lips around when I get thirsty? Drink. God, do I love drink. Drink is so incredibly delicious and refreshing. Just saying the name drink gets me salivating. I'm going to need a bib from all this salivation just from talking about drink. Drink is there for me when I need it most, on those hot summer days or those dry winter mornings or even in the middle of the night when my throat is parched as a camel in the desert. Drink is a thirst quencher to say the least, and it's a mouth wetter to say the most. Drink comes in your mouth, gets everything appropriately moistened, and then washes down your gullet the way nature planned for us to get it down. So get your lips on a free 6-pack of drink with code VCPODWET at checkout. Drink, the mouth wetter. This is not an actual product, service, or idea. Just in case you thought it was, it's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware, have no affiliation, offer no judgment, actual product, service, or idea. Bingo, bango. Planet Fitness. So here we go onto our classic segment of Boats, based on a true story, where Nick and I are going to pitch a movie to DJ Stop and Shop about a random headline that we found, and he's gonna sell it. We're gonna try to sell it to him, and we're gonna see if he's gonna buy it. Last movie we did was quite the clunker. So we're gonna try to rebound, and
the box office. You should have seen the box office.
Yeah, it's a cult classic now.
For winning the most Razzies of all time.
Yeah, it was a Nickelodeon.
It was a Nickelodeon special. They wanted us to essentially relaunch the Disney Channel, but like for Nickelodeon. So I don't even remember what it was about. Anyway, yeah, if the producer's not really feeling a certain idea, he's going to tell us that he wants another option. So, we're just going to keep in the zone with the pitch and just give him something that we think could sub in for that first option. So happy to be here at Shop Till You Drop Productions. It's an esteemed office here that you're running, and we're just happy to be here.
Hey, thanks for stopping in, fellas. I'd really like to shop this idea around the rest of my colleagues here, but you got to give me the pitch, so let's have it.
Well, hey, I'm just going to hit you with the log line real quick. A little condensed, but Russian robot breaks 7-year-old's finger. So I can go a little more in depth if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Russian chess robot breaks its 7-year-old opponent's finger during a match.
Adds a little bit of color, a little more texture. So, you cool, Luke? If I just jump in?
Jump right in.
Okay. So we open, right? We open the film in Moscow, in the middle of the world's largest chess tournament, right? Like everybody from all over the planet is there. All these celebs, Lady Gaga's there singing the opening number. I mean, Brad Pitt's watching. He's putting wagers down left and right. Some cameos. You just get some cameos early on, right? And little Yuri, 7-year-old Yuri steps up to the plate. You see him just start taking out all these people, and he's just shredding through opponents. And then on the other side of the room is like this robot that is also starting its first tournament ever, right? And the robot starts shredding through people. So it's like this chaotic, intense opening montage, like Queen's Gambit meets like the opening of freaking any of Edgar Wright's movies. Okay, just any of Edgar Wright's movies. That's the opening. And so, boom! All of a sudden, we're at the tournament ending. We're at the championship round, and little Yuri versus the robot, right? And they're playing. The match is going. The clock. They're slamming the clock. Bam, bam, bam. And Yuri is you see the moves ahead on the board, like the cool CGI stuff, and he's down to the last two, and he goes to move his piece, and like the robot was still moving its piece, and like before anyone saw anything, really quickly it goes and like breaks Yuri's finger, like freaking snaps it just back. It's like gross and crazy, and it just throws Yuri off his game, blows the match. The robot wins because it knew that it was just beat. It knew that it was going to lose to this 7-year-old Russian child prodigy. And that's the opening of our film, credits, and then the rest of the movie just takes place, like 20 years after the robot has been developed as like the world's leading AI, and little Yuri is like now big Yuri, and he's just a tech giant as well.
Yeah.
No, wait, sorry. No, that was our old idea. Because of the experience that happened, technology. Yuri lives out in the woods and is like a holistic healer. Like he's like this Zen, in touch with nature guy. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly where this movie was already going. So Yuri, he's got his Zen garden. He's got his hydroponic system here with all his he's got fishes and plants and everything. It's all nature based and whole off in the woods. Nothing is computer based in his life. He is off the grid as much as he can be. And Yuri, like he had this traumatic experience, and no one ever really consoled him, but he's out here in the world, and that's all we get. And kind of what happens is like he's just out harvesting some beans, and
should be something different.
He's harvesting actually some cabbage. He's gonna make some sauerkraut. And
that should be something different.
He's harvesting. He has these pigs that he's kind of just has, and he's harvesting one of his pigs, and leading it to slaughter. He's gonna have some good bacon cuts and slabs, all that good stuff. So he's just doing that, and at crescendo strike, he hears this explosion happening off in the distance. Like that's crazy what's going on. So, finishes up with the pig, and then, he's like, I got to go check out what that was, because that's sounded like that could be on my property. So he starts, making his way, he gets his backpack and, walking stick, and starts walking towards where he heard that noise, and kind of sees like this plume. My hands off screen. This plume, this mushroom cloud off in the distance.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially like Yuri's kind of sanctuary is being threatened because the robot, whose name is Wallace,
it should be something different.
Whose name is Term.
It should be something different.
Whose name is Mr. Bolts.
I think it should be something different.
His name is Euro.
Fellas, I'm shopping this idea around, and I think it should be something different.
His name is Chris. Chris the AI. So Chris the AI, spelled CRIS, right? Because he's cool. Because he thinks it's cool, right? All the internet.
It stands
the internet
for
has told him.
it's Chess Robot Intellectual System.
Yeah, chess robot intellectual system. So he's going to his roots. So Chris is essentially like holding experiments near where Yuri, his sanctuary, is. And we kind of zoom over there, and this press conference is like asking Chris, like, wow, like you're, essentially discovering how to harness like nuclear blasts to power cities for like 10 years. Like, this is amazing science. You've achieved all this stuff as an AI. And he's like walking around now as like almost a complete looking person, but with cool mods so that he still looks robot because he doesn't want to be totally human, right? But yeah, part of him does. And so they ask him, so you've accomplished all this stuff, but like, have you managed to fully like create a soul, like a consciousness, right? Like a full independent soul. And Chris is just like flabbergasted by this question of this young female reporter named um uh Julie. Sorry, just couldn't remember the name. So Julie.
Are you sure? I think it should be something different.
Pam. Her name is Pam. Her name is Pam. And so Pamela Carpenter from the U.S. Asked this question. And so he's like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm done with this. Like, this meeting is over. And so he kind of goes back to his like cool like apartment building in the city, right by the experiment zone, right by where Yuri lives, and he's having like a crisis of consciousness.
This meeting is over. so Yuri finally kind of makes it to where all this is going down. He kind of sees the testing facility, and he walks up. And as Chris is like kind of exiting, Yuri can see that this is the same robot that broke his finger all those years ago. And he just starts having flashbacks and horrors, like ka-ching, ka-ching, ding, ding, like the chess pieces moving and the finger snapping, and he starts going into this weird place where he's having these terrible visions, and he looks all around him, and he's not used to this. Is kind of like sensory overload for him because there's so much technology like that's going on, and he is just used to living off the grid, and he just screams, Chris! and Chris turns around just before he's like leaving, and he has this of course he has this facial recognition, beep beep beep, and we'll get this things on the screen. Sees aged, he de-ages Yuri's face, like down, remembers the boy, remembers snapping his finger, all that stuff that's kind of playing back on this, like all these things just pop up, because how fast these AI think and process everything. So I think it'd be cool to see all that stuff pop up on the screen, Terminator style, So we get this, and he's like, oh, the one who couldn't get it done, and the one
he says something different, I think.
So you've come back.
I think he says something different.
Guards, get him off my premises.
I think he says something different.
He says, this is what Chris says. Young Yuri back for more pain. Is exactly what he says. And he said, and then Yuri's like, you monster. What are you doing out here? You're destroying our beautiful planet. And Chris is like, what are you going to do about it? He said, so then what Yuri does is he challenges him to a chess match that, if Chris wins this chess match, or I mean, if Yuri wins this chess match, then Yuri has to leave forever. Because Chris kind of sees all this, the badness going on with all this technology, and he loves beautiful, the simple things of of life, and the game of chess, And so, Yuri challenges him to a game of chess, but a fair game of chess. And, loser has to leave.
So, so like Yuri though has to kind of get brushed up on his chess skills again because he just spent the last 20 years just like hanging out with pigs. So, he ends up leaving the premises. Like Pam Carpenter saw what happened, and she's like, "You're Yuri so and so," and so he's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "What are you?" She's turns out she's like a naturalist, like eco reporter. So she's like, "What are you gonna do?" And he's like, I guess I'm gonna train. Like I'm gonna go get better at chess and beat this robot. And so she's like, oh well, I could like document it, and the whole world will see that like you know humanity triumphs technology. And so he's like, all right. And so they go out onto the farm, and like she sucks at chess, so he has to start like playing chess with himself. But she starts leveraging like her like clips and documentaries of him, and like all these human chess players from around the world like decide like they want to come and help Yuri like become like the best chess player in the world. So you get like this really cool ensemble. Like you get the big giant guy who like is a very sensitive soul. You get the crazy like Irish guy or the Scottish guy who's just like a genius but just plays for beer money. He plays chess for beer money. And
we'll get Magnus Carlsen.
Magnus Carlsen is like making a guest appearance, and then Anya Taylor-Joy from Queen's Gambit, like she could play a character, and she actually plays a robot that like Yuri like installs like as a secret like mole like into that group. And and so really you get this eclectic like very diverse kind of band of rogues to like help Yuri train out on the farm. And it's just like ridiculous training things where he's got to like move like the rook while like holding a sack of flour and stuff. And it's like cool stuff like that. And him and Pam start kind of like giving each other the googly eyes. And then the big guy and the Scottish guy start giving each other googly eyes. Pretty soon this whole thing turned into a whole love fest. Like it's just kind of like one love of humanity. It's like true like transcendental hippie stuff. And then like Chris is worried that like he's getting too good, so he like tells Anya Taylor-Joy like, hey, like give him some drugs and like get him addicted to drugs, and he'll like suck, and that'll like undermine his humanity. And she accidentally gives him like ayahuasca, and like that makes him even smarter and better at chess because they all go on like a insane ayahuasca trip. And so like dude, they're just like backfiring. They're just making him stronger. And there's this really intense erotic ayahuasca scene that we're just gonna shoot like hair, like everybody's nude, like the cast is nude, the camera guy is nude, the director's nude. Like it's gonna be really holistic for everybody to like make this movie, man. Like we're trying to get in it. We're trying to get into the earth, penetrate the earth.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have all this stuff going on, and meanwhile he's still trying to teach Pam how to play chess and stuff. And she's when she's doing moves. He's like, why would you do that? That's what I can beat it like this, and this. And then, but anyway, so we kind of come down to the point of, the confrontation of Chris and Yuri, setting up, best of, 5 series, of what they have to do for their match. And, kind of everyone's around, the square, and, it's getting all hyped up and stuff. The tech
should be somewhere different.
They're actually in this underground basement of a bar, and it's just really dungenous, and
They should be somewhere different.
they actually, so at the there's a
silent.
there's this Russian Byzantine church that just really got all those nice bulbs and stuff. So we're playing with you got the themes of nature, God, and technology. Like this is where they all meet. With that ayahuasca trip of, did Yuri find godly beings, and did they teach him some things, and did they tell him about chess? So they're in this
He's come
church.
to teach you about how to love a woman. I don't care. Tell me about chess.
Tell me more about en passant. So they're getting into this game, and first game, Chris just he counters every single thing because of because all the tips that he has from that lady that Nick remembers her name.
Pam.
Not Pam, the other one.
Oh, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy's Chris. So yeah, because she was the mole. So so Chris is he easily counters because Yuri's like, whoa, I saw this playing out differently, and Chris is like, I saw this playing exactly like this. And then so game 2, Yuri, he tries changing up a little bit, and Chris just edges him out again, but he was like really close to winning that one. And then game 3, kind of neck and neck, Yuri, life is on the line. He wins that one. Game 4, what happens is we're getting to a point where they're going back and forth, pawn, knight, bishop, rook. Oh no, Yuri got Chris's queen. How did Chris fall for that trick? And then so Yuri's going to take the queen, and Chris goes in again and grabs Yuri's finger, and he's just holding it. And because this is, this is like for everything, Chris just snaps a finger and he's like, oh, I am sorry. I thought that was a piece. Oh, my bad. Are we continuing to play or are you forfeiting? And then, so Yuri, having all the flashback moments like, going through all that stuff. And, he just powers through, and now he's playing with his left hand. And he's like, no, I'm never giving up. I'm not succumbing to, the technology.
I think you should be playing with something different.
He should what?
Be playing with something different.
Stop playing chess.
No, I think you should not be playing with his hands. You should be playing with something different.
Oh, he takes rips off his hat and throws it to the ground. He's like, Chris, I'm thinking about this moment for the last 20 years and all the pain and torment you've caused. And I will not stand for this. And he sits back down. And then he says,
but this is game 4.
This is game 4. So I was going to say, Yuri's next move, he says, checkmate. And then they kind of go on to game 5 here, where, really, tensions are tight. Yuri just got his finger broken, and, we're down to the last game.
Yeah. So Pam's like the whole group comes together. They're like all really tight. And they're all hanging on to each other, and like the Scots guys like, should we just get a quick shag in here really quick, group love and like make this work? And they're like, no, like we gotta focus. But maybe after back in the tent, back at the sweat lodge, no matter what happens, like we'll get together one more time. But they're like, oh no, okay, but how do we win this game for humanity? And Pam's like, well, you got to be human. You got to be crazy. You got to be wild. You got to throw the rule book out the window, and you got to just do the opposite of what everyone anticipates you to do. And so they're like, yeah, you got this. You got this, Yuri. You got this. Like, this is what we're all here for. So they're all behind him. They're all, just right there supporting him. He plays the whole round of chess with all of them like touching him, and he's just like not weird, not weird, just their hands on his shoulders. They're like, we got you, bro. It's just this touching moment of humanity and community, right? And you can tell Chris is like, because he doesn't have anybody, so he's all alone. He thinks he's all cool and his like cool, techno body and whatever. And so the last match starts. It's intense. It's back and forth. It's like a freaking action scene, man. It's a chess. Like, we're gonna take Queen's Gambit. We're gonna go to the next level, And in the background, you got like the board members of Chris's company being like, if he fails, like we're pulling all the plugs. Like, we're not investing anymore in technology. Like, we're investing in green tech, man. It's all about green tech if this goes down the wrong way. But of course, if he wins, then we'll just double our investment in technology, and he would just ask him to blow up more shit. So like, you just see all the politics in the background, right? And finally, like, Yuri's playing with his other hand now because the other hand's broken. And so he is like throwing everything out the window, and he's like getting down to it, and he's about to win the chess match again. And he's got one more play, one more move, and he goes and reaches for the piece. And Chris, just only knowing one thing, reaches out, has his other finger in his hand, and he's just like, if you don't have any more fingers, you can't win the chess game. And Yuri's just like looking at him, and he's just like, don't do it, Chris. He's like, don't do it. He's like, I'm going to do it. He's like, don't do it, Chris. He's like, no, I'm going to do it. He's like, Chris, you don't have to do it. He's like, I have to do it. You see all these investors behind me, billions of dollars. I got to do this. Like, this is going to win. I will be the greatest being on the planet. I will have my humanity because I'll be all powerful. And he's like, don't do it, Chris. And Chris is like, I'm going to do it. And cracks his finger, and it's all this crazy moment. And he's just suffering. He's suffering. And then in that moment, like, he hears Pam's voice in his head, and then he flashes back to the ayahuasca trip, and like all these like fleshy, erotic scenes. It's just like, humanity. What is humanity? And he just goes, Chris. Like, he finally calms down. He's just like, Chris, like, I forgive you. I forgive you, Chris. And Chris just like, his circuits just like kind of break, because like, that is humanity. The ability to forgive somebody for breaking your freaking finger, and just, you'll never be able to function in the group love session again the same way, because you've just broken both fingers. Yep. You know, it won't work the same way.
Yep.
And so he forgives Chris, and Chris realizes in that moment that the power to be truly human is to be able to forgive without fear.
Yeah. And then, so in that moment, Chris, reanalyzes everything, processing through. And what he does is, he tips his king over in a show of, like, I concede to you in this moment here, and I see the error of my ways, like a whole meaningful behind this of, you're right, Yuri. And so we get this uproar, and everyone, they hoist Yuri up, and a lot of joyousness, and Scotsman, and everyone's like, yeah, tonight's gonna be great.
Yeah. He says something different.
Oh, have I got something good for you tonight? So
let me be spanking.
Oh yeah, it's just gonna be this montage of just joyous slow-mo things and goodness, and while Yuri's getting lifted away, he kind of looks back at Chris and sees his sadness, but they get back to Yuri's cabin, and this is the morning after of just insane ayahuasca trip, the whole big orgy, all that good stuff. And there's a knock on the door. The
entire city of Moscow.
Yeah, everyone's there. There's a
18 and up, 18 and up, 18 and up.
Not the entire city, but most of the city.
Yeah. And all the people watching the kids.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a knock on the door, and Yuri goes to open, and it's Chris. It's Chris there, and he has this, just like Chris is just like, I'm sorry for what I did. And I'm wondering,
it's raw. Like, Yuri is just butt ass naked, right?
Yeah.
It's full human, like fully just human.
That's
in front of Chris, with like, Chris is wearing like this cool techie like kind of tuxedo looking thing, and he's just like, I was wrong, I'm sorry. And Chris is just like, take it off. And he's just like, what? He's like, just shed your outer skin, man. Just expose. And so just like, Yuri just like pushes like a button, or Chris just pushes the button on his wrist, and like the tuxedo just like falls off, and he's very anatomically similar to a human, and he's just looking at each other, and Yuri just slowly moves in and just dick to technological dick just gives him a man hug.
Yep.
I think they should do something different.
He just reaches out his hand, and then with his other hand connects his hand with Pam's hand, because Pam was just standing right there in the doorway, all voluptuous, and he's like, come on in.
And yeah, so then they kind of just drone shot flies out. They're just living their life. Yuri's teaching Chris how to be more human and in touch with nature, that you can live along nature. You don't have to destroy nature. And it's just this nice moment where they come back, and They live the rest of their days out, as friends, as they would say.
Beautiful epilogue scene is just like Yuri at like 87, is just out sitting on this little table with the sun shining in. And Chris comes in, hasn't aged a day, because he's got the technology, he's a robot. And he's just like, one last game. And he's just like, absolutely. He's like, just don't break my fucking finger. And that's it. That's the end. That's like roll credit.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a hell of a ride, boy. It's feel very nurtured by nature here. But one thing I want to run by you is what's the title of this movie here?
Tech Love, baby. Tech Love.
I don't know. I think it should be something different.
What about En Passant?
That one's a little confusing for me to buy. I think it should be something different.
Techno Showers.
I think it should be something different.
What about King Me?
I think it should be something different.
Broken Finger.
Oh, I don't know, guys. It should be something different.
Oh man.
The
Art of Being Human.
Oh, I really like that one. I think I'll buy that, guys.
For the Academy.
Chessboard of Life.
For the Academy.
Yeah, I think this one could really get us. This will really get us into some better festivals with a title like that. I think this
Art
is
of Being
higher
Human.
Art
of Being Human.
All
right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, fellas, I'd buy this movie for sure.
Sweet, man. We'll start auditioning for Chris right away, man. I mean, we're thinking anybody can play this character.
Anybody.
Oh yeah, all right. Sweet, dude. Sweet.
Don't be a hero, mate. You look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you. Yeah, cheers.
So it's the part of the show where we go down to the land down under, check in with our Australian friends, and check in to see what's going on in the great nation of Australia. It's Australian news. Here we go. We just want to make sure everyone stays in touch with the great nation of Australia. We grab a headline, share it with you on every episode. This one's exciting. Okay, iconic Crocodile Dundee pub, the Walkabout Creek Hotel, is up for sale. So this pub has been there for like 121 years. First of all, it's in the Outback. It probably started as like a shack that they had moonshine in. I swear, that's probably what it was.
So we're talking 1901.
1901, yeah, I know. But back, 1901. That's crazy. That 120 years ago is still in the 1900s. Oh my god. Anyway, the pub was made famous in Crocodile Dundee, the film that went on to gross like $381 million worldwide, launched Paul Hogan's career, made him an international icon. This little pub, pretty much it's sustained by locals who come in every day. But the pub owners have said the greatest thing about it has been spending time with the locals and the regulars, but seeing just people from all over the planet come in and just have a pint at the Walkabout. It's been amazing. There's a story in here. They say one fella came in, and when he left, we asked him where his next stop was. He just said, "I'm just going home now." So he's from the UK. He flew from the UK, got a pint, and we're going home. So
living the life. Jeez.
And they said, who doesn't want to own a pub? Anytime you want to drink, you just go behind the bar and help yourself. So they're retiring. This is an older couple that's just retiring and looking for somebody to take up the mantle of this great establishment and take it to its next level. They've celebrated the 30th anniversary of the film. I think they're coming up on, 2026 is the 40th anniversary of Crocodile Dundee. So they'll be celebrating that. So yeah, man, it's cool to see all the photos and pictures in this article of all the people who've come through and all the patrons. So that's it. If you want to buy it, I'm sure you could.
All right, boys. Like, you gotta crack open the savings accounts. We go 3 ways. Velocity Chaos Pub in Australia. Here we go.
I like it.
Walkabout pub. Walkabout.
Brought
hotel.
to you by VCP. I like that.
VCP. Devin Frank Wust. We'll call him up.
If we held an episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast in the Walkabout Pub, would Aussie News just change to news?
This is a news segment.
It should be called news.
That's the thing. We gotta get the horse steaks, and then we gotta go to the Walkabout Pub and like we're bringing the steaks. You guys bring the beer.
Bring me a Cole Foster's.
Cole Foster's. G'day. There's a bunch of sweet little tidbits about the movie here about where they built the sets and how they did everything like that. So they just said, look, we're about to retire and enjoy the rest of our lives, kind of, taking it easy. And they just want to, they want somebody to come in and take care of it. They said, if you're going to buy a pub, may as well be a famous one.
It's a great argument.
Yeah. I mean, that just goes to show you in life, when you really do want something, it's out there. If you have the funds to do what you want to do, you could just fly. You can fly to Australia and you can make things happen. And, when you want something done, you just got to hit the right buttons to get it done. You got to snap some fingers. You snap a few fingers and it's, maybe snap yours and maybe it'll get done that way. Because when you're coming through the birth canal, you're just screaming. You're just living it up. You're loving what's happening. You're getting free. You might have some road rage. Well, take that rage and go to Planet Fitness. Yeah, try that on for size, because if you do get a little out of hand, they might duct tape you down and tell you to chill out. This isn't a game show on here, and we don't need you to get wild and crazy kids. Okay, we just need you all to be a clone of yourself, of all the nice meek people here that are just walking on treadmills, because these people aren't training for cliff diving. They're training for speed. They're training to go 55 miles an hour and higher and faster and further, because when you think about it, the mountain ranges, maybe they don't even exist. Yeah, how's that conspiracy theory for you? When you're standing at the top of the mountain throwing in discs from hundreds of feet away, that is the true mountain range of life. Not bad. I'm handling things here. And here we are, coming into the recommendation station. This is a point in the show where we like to give you guys something from our life that we recommend to you to add to your life, whether it be a book, a movie, a song, a music, a lifestyle choice. Maybe it's a movie about chess. Think about it. So this week, what I wanted to give to you guys is, we talked about the greatest shot heard around the world in disc golf championship. My recommendation to you guys is, I know it has bad publicity in a way. Not that it's bad, but it's that people just don't know. And it's to get out and play some disc golf. Go on to Amazon, go to a local. You can get these at Walmart or something, Target, I believe. But a disc golf starter set, you get like a putter, a mid-range, and a driver. Just get a cheap starter set for $20, and you get out there throwing discs like me or James Conrad throwing them in. I'm telling you, it is fun. Like you get cardio, you get a little excitement, you get a little challenge in your life. Disc golf has done wonders for me. Like it's a great escape into even golfing, but it's cheaper than golf, because all you gotta pay for these discs. You can buy one disc if you want. Buy one disc and go out and play some disc golf. That's fine. If you want to start, I recommend getting a starter pack. Give you a couple things to go out there. But if you just want to buy one disc, that's fine. Maybe you got some Innova. That's a brand, Innova starter pack. You got Dynamic Disc starter pack, Westside Disc starter pack. Those are three solid starter packs. If you want the classic disc golf disc, get an AVR. I don't use it, but I think it's a classic disc. It's a solid disc. Get a Judge. That's another. Those are two putters. Solid disc. So that's my recommendation. Get out, grab a disc or two, and go play some disc golf.
Nice. That was a good sell, and I like the riff on the good products. Nothing better than a good recommendation for the tried and true products that work out there. So awesome, cool. Well, thanks guys for running the show remotely. Glad we could still plug it in and get it done. We made it work. Thank you to our listeners for running with us on this and just kind of jumping in, making sure Velocity Chaos is just keep on flowing. I want to thank specifically our DJ Stop and Shop today for just banging some pots together.
Hey man, thank you guys. I gotta have my tunes over here. Sorry I had to step away from the board on this one. So thanks for taking over, Luke.
Sorry I had to step in.
Call me DJ Step Away.
It's funny, like with the camera right on him, he had to focus the whole time. No glazing over. yeah, I know. I was like, hey, what that? No, glad to have him here. No lava lamp to stare at. Glad to have him here. Glad to have you guys here. We'll see you on the next episode of the Velocity Chaos Podcast. You can make sure to hit us up on Instagram, Velocity Chaos Pod. Find us on Facebook or email us at velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. We are looking forward to interacting with you and refuting your Bob Joyce unconspiracy theories. So take it easy. This is Nick signing off.
And this is Luke signing off. Thank you guys once again for putting up with this. I think it went pretty all right. We'll have to watch this one back, but episode 74 in the bag. True thanks to each and every one of you, and for Nick and DJ Stop and Shop for making this happen. So like we always say, when you're out of moves in life, try love. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Interact with us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod or on Facebook and YouTube at Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are grateful for your time and hope you enjoyed it here. Please tell a friend, and thank you once again.